What's going on, Paisanos? V here. Come at you guys. Well, some interesting news that just came across me. So, someone shared me some information with me about what's happening with judges at the North American World Championship qualifier. Now, I don't know if this is real or rumor. I have no idea. But information shared with me, and I really wanted to go over with you guys because basically I wanted to know what you guys thought about this. So, we know after May 11, Konami cannot promote any more COVID regulations. We know this already. Come on now. You know this, I know this. Konami said they're not going to do this, but if they can, they will, but they can't, so they're not going to. It's basically what happened. And we know if you look around everywhere else on planet Earth, nobody is dealing with any kind of COVID regulations because for the most part, it's kind of gone. Don't get me wrong, COVID's still around, and you still have to maintain precautions, and depending on how you want to do it, you can take the vaccine if you want to, and if you don't want to, you can do that as well. It's your option. You're an adult. This is what you can do. And if you look anywhere else, like YuGiOh, in Europe, South America, none of those kids are wearing masks because they don't, because it doesn't really work at all. There's no requirement as far as taking vaccinations for a lot of trading card game events, including games like Pokemon, where masks are at best optional, and there are also no COVID regulations. Konami just recently caught up with this because the government basically said, we're not going to enforce this, so Konami's doing what the government basically said that they were doing to the populace of America. Basically what it comes down to. But what if I was to tell you that Konami is still trying to enforce COVID regulations? You probably go, wait a minute, V, you just said all that. Come on now. Hold on. How are they enforcing regulations still? And what if I was to tell you those enforcements are going to be happening at YuGiOh Nationals in the United States, of course. Listen, if you're in Latin America, if you're in Europe, don't worry about it. It's probably not going to happen, just like it's never happened for quite a while at this point. Well, you'd also be rightfully upset, saying, V, Konami came out and said they're not going to do it unless they want to, but they can't. Well, you're right. It's not going to happen to the player base. The player base can go to YuGiOh Nationals this year in North Carolina, myself included, by the way, and hopefully I can still go because I think I'm going to be the first Yu-Gi-Oh player to be banned for having wrong opinions. Konami's kind of been going off the rails lately. Hopefully they get back on track. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy, but I do disagree with certain things that the company is doing because it does hurt the game. My core tenement is if it hurts the game, I don't like it. Anything else, including if it's Konami or play, whatever, I don't care. People say call money, I don't care. But with that said, this is kind of upsetting news. I don't know if this is true. This has not been fully verified, and I'm not going to go ahead and say if it is or isn't. Once again, this is just someone that hit me up, and we talked for a bit. I have no reason to doubt this individual, but once again, I don't know, so this is how I'm going to give this news to you. At YuGiOh Nationals here in the United States, this year, okay, July 7th to the 9th, if you're a YuGiOh judge, you have to have a vaccine 2 weeks before the event. After you have your vaccine 2 weeks before the event, you also, if capable, have to have a booster shot 2 weeks before the event. You also have to show your proof of vaccination card. Okay? Then, I believe it's 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. It could be 2 days. You have to show proof of a negative COVID test. So, let's run this whole thing going through. If you are a Yu-Gi-Oh player going to YuGiOh Nationals, basically COVID regulations you don't have to do. You don't really have to do. You can if you want to. You go wear 3 masks, diapers, condom. You never know. Hey, who knows? I'm not judging. You don't have to. You're good to go though. You don't have to wear any of that crap. But if you're a judge, allegedly, potentially, you have to have a COVID vaccination. It's kind of weird. It's even more when you realize the fact that it doesn't. It's redundant. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, I do think Konami has good intentions. I don't think nobody's bad. Everyone sees himself as a good guy in their own story. And looking at this from both sides' perspective, I would only assume Konami is taking this preventative measure in order to protect their judges' health, as Konami sees it. Of course, COVID has a lot of negative ramifications, the vaccine, of course, I'm talking about, as it's also deemed the clot shot. And there are lots, and I mean lots, of doctors that have came out and said, yeah, this is an issue. There are lots of corners that said, hey, we're getting some unique things in COVID vaccine patients, what's called the clot shot. Now, I'm not here to educate you on any of that bullshit. You can look it up yourself, whether you're pro or against the vaccine. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. What does matter, though, is judges, in order to judge a Yu-Gi-Oh event, which isn't easy, by the way, they have to now take all this vaccine requirements and wear a mask. Oh, they're wearing a mask, by the way. So you don't have to wear a mask, but they do. When I also said before this whole Konami stopping because the government can't help enforce it, so Konami loses that ability of COVID requirements here in the United States, I meant everyone, including the judges. I don't want the judges to have to do all this COVID garbage in order to judge the event. Judging a YuGiOh event is not easy. And don't get me wrong, I never did it, and I never will, because that shit is crazy. You have to be in order to do long hours, standing on your feet all day long for, at best, minimum wage if you're lucky. And I hear they're getting paid even less than that, but that's a whole different subject. In order to realistically judge a YuGiOh event. It's insulting. The first video I ever did as a YouTuber was talking about the judges, and many years ago, at best for judges at YuGiOh Regionals, they were given 2 slices of pizza and a box of cards. My first video was, if you have shit judges, you have payment for those judges. Think about it. If you are working a job, but you're paid garbage, you're gonna work that job crappy, right? Like, think about it. It's not that hard to think about, but some people, Konami, might need help on this. If you give someone a lot of bullshit to do and don't give them good compensation, and if you did give them good compensation, but you make them jump through hoops to get to where they are, they're not going to respect what they're doing or having any pride in what they're doing as well. That's important, because people kind of forget about that in Konami, evidently. Now, I don't know if this is Konami TCG, Konami OCG ruling, so I wanted to emphasize that if this is true, if this is being done to these Yu-Gi-Oh judges, we don't know if it's Konami TCG here in the United States or the OCG telling TCG what to do. I would only assume it's TCG because this is a really California thing to do to judges that are already under a lot of stress, scrutiny, and are really busting their butts for Konami. For, at best, an eBayable bag and minimum wage. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of great judges in this game, and yeah, of course, there are a lot of shitty ones, but when you get Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals, you ideally get great judges, because these people are really excited to be here. It's a WrestleMania of Yu-Gi-Oh! And they want to really do what they love, which is judging a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event. I think they should be accommodated properly, and that includes better than a minimum payment, if this is true, and I don't think they should be forced to take any code regulations at all, period. At all. I think they should be treated as a player as far as that. Now, once again, I do want to emphasize that I think Konami is doing this because they care about their judges. They want them healthy and strong. The issue is, this doesn't make people that are judging Yu-Gi-Oh! Events excited. Hey, you want to judge a Yu-Gi-Oh! Event? 2 weeks before, your ass got to take a bunch of needles with a vaccination that we don't know if it's good or not, but we think it is. So, you know, California, they say it is, so we're going to know everything else that doesn't go what we think it's going to happen and to do that. All this COVID shit. And then, yeah, then you come judge our event. Does that make any sense? How do you feel as a Yu-Gi-Oh player knowing that your judges are not being treated properly? I know it annoys me. I know it pisses me off because these judges have enough shit to do. And now on top of all this garbage, they now have to go ahead and take COVID regulations that are basically non-existent. Another little fact I want you to really think about, everyone out there watching this video. Think about it right now. Just close your eyes, think about this. Nobody in the United fucking States of America after May 11 has to follow code regulation. Except, with the very small exception of Yu-Gi-Oh! Judges at a Yu-Gi-Oh! National event. Because Konami says so, for reasons of health and safety, that even the United States government deems is not worth it. That's how idiotic this has become. Once again, like I said in the beginning of this video, I'll probably be the first, maybe the only, because I don't know if a lot of YouTubers have balls, but at least the first YouTuber to more than likely get banned from this game for having wrongthink or an opinion that disagreeing with the company. I hope I'm wrong. I hope this doesn't happen. And I hope when I see Konami at Nationals or any event, if I'm allowed in, that I can have a civil discussion about why I think this doesn't benefit the game. Because at the end of the day, you have to realize, as Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, you probably might not care, but every move Konami has to make has to be for the benefit of the game. And by having judges deal with this COVID bullshit, how do you think you're going to feel when they turn to you for a ruling? Probably not as excited. Basically, all the hoops they had to get there. Just throwing it out there. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a big fan of judges. I'm not against or for judges. I just want judges to be focusing at doing the thing that they're there to do, which is judge Yu-Gi-Oh! In order to judge Yu-Gi-Oh!, you shouldn't have to take all this COVID shit. That's all I'm trying to say. I know a lot of people are wondering, V, what's going on with the market watches. My buddy, he owns a company. Well, his family owns a company. I'm helping his family work. I've been getting paid to do it, obviously, you know, whatever. But I've been doing that during the summer, so I've been here and there. But I'm trying to get back on track as far as content on this channel, so keep an eye out, because I have a lot of content. A lot of fun content. Let me know if you like content like this, or like we talk about an aspect of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there's so many aspects of this game that I love talking about, and I feel passionate about, and I would love to make videos and talk to you about them, because I think it's important. One thing, as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, you want to have judges that are the best caliber judges, not idiotic whatever that's gonna follow lemmings, I guess we could say, that's gonna take all this COVID shit, turn on Konami and say, this is a good thing, hold on 1 second, oh, this is a good thing, oh, booster time, hold on 1 second, this is great, this is how I judge better, hold on, I gotta take some suppository, like, all you want is good fucking caliber judges, not idiots who take a COVID vaccination. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this video. I had another video uploaded, but I showed screenshots, which I'm not allowed to show, so I took that video down. This video is on speculation once again. I just want to say it's speculation. If you are a judge looking to go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals, I just want to say I wish you well. I wish you the best health, and I hope everything works out for you, honestly. And I do appreciate what you guys do, because it's not fucking easy what you guys do. With that said, this COVID thing is a joke. And think about the fact that you were probably a very few people in America that is forced to take a requirement and nobody else is. And that doesn't mean that it's like harder for you to become a judge. It means you have to jump through more hoops. Imagine becoming a cop, but before you become a cop, you basically got to get your kneecaps broken, because why the fuck not? Even though nobody's getting kneecaps broken, hey, sorry, you want to become a cop? So line up here, get the aluminum bat. We're popping them bad boys out. Like, it makes no sense. It's redundant, and it kills your quality of becoming an officer, because you have to go through bullshit in order to do the thing that you're actually paid and there to do, which is good quality work. And in this case, just be a goddamn good judge and give good rulings. Anyway, Paisanos, it's your boy V, and I'll see you Paisanos around.